that are lacking in our lives, remind us, Lord, convict us, Lord. Send us, Lord, brethren that would be mediators, Lord, to admonish us. In this 1 hour of study, Lord, I pray you anoint with an eyes of each and every one of us. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Let's give God a big hand.
Praise the Lord.
Let's shout what? What should we shout? Let's shout to the Lord right now. Shout! Hallelujah! Praise the Lord! Let's have a seat right now. So, as we were talking about, let's open some scripture about justification. The microphone is there. I'd like to ask you some questions. Who among us is justified? Raise your hands.
Amen.
Justified.
Justified.
So, the rest did not raise your hands. What is your understanding of justification? Did you know that sometimes we memorize this word, we don't realize what it means. I'm going to take the evangelical point of view. Evangelicals were started came from the offshoot of Martin Luther's revival and the Reformation. He talked about the just shall live by faith. So maybe we can open up some scripture there. Please open up the just shall live by faith. So in Romans, actually I don't memorize everything. So if you can contribute some scriptures. 5:24. 3:24. Let's open up our Bibles. Please read for us. Where's the microphone? Brother Rap. Please read for us. Romans 3:24. Okay. Parents, teach your children to open up the Bible and look it up. Ask your child to open up the Bible for you. Brother, Sister Joseph, let JP and they share one Bible so that the other will learn also. Let them hold the other Bible, okay? Let the Bible be in the middle of them. Sister Joseph, why won't you command your child? Maybe you don't understand what I'm saying. Okay, Brother Rap, Romans 3:24. Being justified freely by His grace through the redemption that is in Christ Jesus, whom God is sent for to be a propitiation through faith in His blood to declare His righteousness for the remission. Every one of us open up, follow what He's reading. That is us through the forbearance of God. This is to declare, I say, that time is righteousness, that might be justified of you which believe in Jesus. 7. Where is about boasting? Then it is rooted by what law? Of works, but the law of faith. Therefore we conclude that our man is justified by faith without the deeds of the law. 29. Is he the God of the Jews? Only is he not also the Gentiles? Yes. Okay, stop for a moment. Are you following me? Or raise up your hands, those who are able to follow. Raise up your hands. Raise it high. Okay. Each time someone reads the scriptures, ask your children to show you where it is. If your child could not show it where it is, show it to them. Okay? Show it to them. So, if there are children here who does not have any parent, foster that child. Okay? So, there's no operator in the Bible projector here. So, Now, Brother Rapra, let me ask you, how are you justified? Anyone who can answer? Brother Rapra? By faith? What else? You read something a while ago in verse 24. Justified by? Shout it out. Justified by? Grace. Now, do you understand this word? Grace? Let's all say at the same time. Grace.
Grace.
Do you understand what that means? Sister Jaya, what does that mean? Grace. What does grace mean? Not just the name of a person. There's justification by faith, and you're justified by grace. Sister Jaya, what does that mean? Justified by grace.
Grace. Grace.
Please give your opinion. Okay? Brother, okay.
No, grace.
Please answer. What does grace mean?
Correct. Correct.
Biyaya. Okay. Brother Jerome, what does grace mean? Jerome or Jerome? Give your explanation. I'd like to hear your explanation. How are you justified? What should you do to be justified? So let me get straight to the point. Write this down. You can only understand justification if you realize that you are in sin. If you say, I've not done anything wrong, but we all have sinned. It's as simple as that. Now, this is my question to all of you. How many of you feel that you have sinned? Raise your hand. Raise your hand that you have sinned. So first, before grace works, before faith works, you must first realize that you owe God a debt of sin. You have all transgressed before God. That's what you first have to realize. From the mundane things, the basic things, the simple things, to the more advanced things in the Scripture. Well, I'm already a Christian. Do you owe something to God? How many of you feel that you owe something to God? Raise your hand. That you are not perfect, that you are inadequate, you are in total depravity. How many? Raise your hand. That is the first thing that you have to realize. Maybe some of us, or most of us, attend church, never realizing we owe God a big debt of sin. When Christ paid for that debt, we don't do anything. There must be this counterpart reaction in us, and that is faith. Now, if the evangelicals would claim, I am made whole, I am made perfect by faith, I am justified by faith, then is there no counterpart on your side? They say, you're saved by faith, not of works, lest any man would boast. Let's open that scripture. Ephesians chapter 2, verse 8. Did I say the right verse? Please read for us, Sister Jade. Ephesians 2, verse 8. Teach your children to open the scripture. Sister Jocelyn, why do you always forsake your younger child? Is he special child? Okay. Do not have special privileges. Okay, Sister J? Yes, J. Please read verse 8.
Ephesians 2:8. For by grace are you saved through faith, and
Teach your
that,
child to open up.
and that not of yourself, it is the gift of God.
Verse 9. Continue.
Not of work, lest any man should boast.
Now, that's alright. So, if the evangelicals say you are saved not of works, your own works, but by faith through grace, then you just have to claim it. Now, I'd like to show you something. Who paid for our debt? Who paid for our sin? Sister, who paid for our sin? Jesus Christ. Sister Irish, how did He pay for our sins? Shout it out. Pinako sa krus. When He was crucified on the tree. Okay. That's all elementary. You all memorize that. Now this is what you have to realize. This is your debt. He paid for the debt. Who paid for the debt? Christ, God through Christ. And do you still have a debt? Yes. To whom do you owe that debt? To Jesus Christ. Maybe some of you think, some of the evangelists will think, oh, He paid my debt, so it's over. I have no obligation whatsoever. You get the picture? Yes. If He paid your debt, and you realize you cannot pay for that debt, and He paid that for you, then you have to realize you owe Him a debt. There's a song in the songbook. He paid the debt He did not owe. I owe a debt I could not pay. I forgot the next part. So, wash my sins away. So, how do you pay the debt? If you know you cannot pay something and someone pays it for you, what would you feel for that person? Sister Alpha, what would you feel for that person? If someone paid your debt that you could not pay. Could you say it louder? Even Tagalog. What? Feel hungry? Feel what? What do you feel? Happy? See, Brother Gerald, what would you feel if someone paid your debt? Thankful. Let's all say, thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Now, what if we do not live our life as though we are thanking Him? You get the picture? Then you are not yet justified. You should feel that gratitude. You should feel that debt that you owe Him. And if you owe Him that debt, what would you do? You do your best to serve Him. You get the picture? Are we serving Him? Let's reflect on our lives. Are we serving Him at home? Are we serving Him if we are going to school or work? Parents, are we serving Him? Did you know that part of serving Him is training up your child in the ways of the Lord? He gave you your life, your breath, your strength, even your child. He gave it to you. Everything you have comes from Him. Not just salvation, even your very existence, your very being comes from Him. So, you owe Him the debt. How do you claim that grace? How do you claim that justification? When you say justified, even though you are not worthy, He will make you worthy. And how will you be worthy? When you talk about faith, this is something that you put your life into. You hold on to something. You don't just believe it, you live it. The just shall live. Let's say live. All at the same time. Live. You should live your lives for whom? For Him. So parents, if you're not fully training your children at home, you're letting them play along with the unbelievers. Are you serving Him? You're serving your natural flesh, your natural man. You're serving this natural life. Oh, we marry, have children, have family. The father works to feed the family. That's all. That's my obligation. For God, we just attend church. That's all. You're very wrong. You're very deceived. And part of what deceived you is this traditional ministry that we came from. If we go to the progressive ministry, we should grow in revelation. We should know what we should be doing. It's a simple thought. I'm talking about justification. Now, other churches that emphasize on this, they pray, they cry in prayer to God. Do you cry in prayer to God? Lord, forgive me. How many of us prays for forgiveness to God? Raise your hands. So say, every day. Raise your hands. Higher, higher, every day. Okay, be honest, every day. If you admit that you have, oh God, a sin of debt, a debt of sin, then every day at least you talk to Him, you ask forgiveness. Where is that written? Write it down. 1 John chapter 2, verse 1. That's one first thing you have to do. How do you, when you pray, you should have this faith, you should have this revelation that you yourselves are sinful before God. In spite of the fact that you have done no wrong to other man, you still in the sight of God are as filthy rags. You should realize that. And when you serve God with that kind of heart in you could serve God with true faith. You know you're inadequate, but you know you're justified. How will you justify? How do you claim that? How do you claim that eternal security? So let's put the package, the other package of justification. There's eternal security. There's predestination. There is sanctification. How are you sanctified? Let's all say sanctified. Now, all these principles of salvation, you should practice them at home. Parents, you should train your children. You serve parents. If you have a family, you serve God. You pay your debt. You're not paying. Actually, you have this debt of gratitude, and you show that debt of gratitude by asserting your authority to your family. Do not be carried away by the hedonistic world, the Greek and Roman philosophy of the world, even the philosophy of the schools. Do not be carried away. Do not allow your children to be corrupted in the school. If you want to serve God, do not allow your children to be corrupted at school. If there's a sign, use that opportunity. Start a homeschooling. If God gave us that way, then that is your way, how you can escape. As the Bible put it down. Escape the sinfulness of the world. Our children become sinners because we as parents have failed to show gratitude. Show gratitude to God by training our children. We have spared the rod. Tagalog, inulong ng pamalo. We spared the rod. We spoil the child. You allow the school to mold the values of your children. It's not that difficult. Others have done it. Whether rich or poor, they have made it. Others have benefited from it. Why do we idolize the system of the world? Are you really justified? Or you couldn't care less. Never mind about that. I just went to church, go home, I've done my part to God. It's over. Every day of your life, you owe it to God. If you don't realize that, then you are not yet justified. You're just attending a dead works. Your works are dead because you're not growing in revelation. There's a part of you that does not yet want to surrender to God. When we surrender to God, I'm not saying we are already perfect, but we should strive for perfection. We should strive. As Paul, was it Paul or Peter? Lift up the feeble knees. Do not deliberately make your knees feeble. Do not weaken your knees. Paul? What verse is that? Hebrews? Lift up the feeble knees. Okay, so now let's talk about sanctification. What do you mean by sanctification, Sister Jackie? What do you mean by sanctification? Huh?
Verse 12.
Sister Diana,
Hebrews 12:12.
what do you mean by sanctification? Don't know? Sister Erica? The Holy Spirit will see God. Brother Gerald? Brother Nanda? Gerald? Sister Jay? What is your meaning of sanctification? Set apart. Let's all say, set apart.
Set apart.
Separate.
Separate.
You separate from what? You separate from the world. Are you bored in asking your child, Dave, to hold the Bible for JP so that the both of them could read at the same time? Try to set apart from others.
Here's the verse that you're looking for.
Lift up the hands with our hand up and the feeble knees. That means to say you have to strive. Work out your salvation. The works of faith. Now let's talk about works. The works of faith is not the works of Ephesians 2, dead works. The dead works is you don't feel any debt of gratitude. By the way, if evangelicals know that, do they have that debt of gratitude? I'm going to say something that they might have missed, that you're also missing. You don't show your debt of gratitude if you are not hungering for His Word. If you are not walking in the light. If you're not contending for the faith. Get the picture? It's not only ministers who should contend for the faith. So there are denominations that claim this salvation. I owe God a debt of gratitude, but they serve God in a denominational way. They do not serve God by revelated faith. They serve God by a partial truth of the Word of God, and the rest is man-made. If you truly are justified, then you will proceed to sanctification. You would set apart yourselves. These have works. Sanctification have works in it. And that kind of works is the works of faith. Let's all say it at the same time. The works of faith.
Works of faith.
Say it louder. At the same time. Works of faith.
Works of faith.
That's in James. If you have faith, show me your faith by your works. If you claim you have faith, you just say it. But I'll show it to you by my works. And the works of faith include walking in the message of the hour. Walking in the progressive light of truth. That's for individual Berean. Are you married? You also have an obligation, spiritual obligation to your spouse. Actually, before you get married, before you look for a partner, that should be the first thing you look for. A partner, a helpmate in the Lord. A helpmeet. Meet is M-E-E-T. Sufficient help. Is your spouse sufficient help? Or the one that will drag you down like a beast in the field? Like the serpent that will drag down your heart far away from God. So, do you already have a family? As a Berean, you serve God by walking in the light of truth, by proving all things, but it just does not stop with you. You also have an obligation to your spouse. You also have an obligation to your children. What are you doing to your children? You are serving them to Baal. You're feeding them food offered to idols of the world. Television. Secular schools. Let's say worldly schools. Vacant time. Child left to himself. You thought you don't have any idols anymore. You have idols in your life. You claim you're a Christian. But if you're Nicolaitan and lukewarm, Nicolaitan is close-minded. Can we be Nicolaitan here? Well, if you do not listen to others and compare the word to content, you're still Nicolaitan. You're also lukewarm because you might not be interested in the word. Well, there's nothing wrong coming here to fellowship. But you should grow. You should walk in the light. You should not content yourself just attending church fellowships. You worship God also in your homes. You don't know how to do it. There are ministers here who knows how you should conduct family devotional time. How you should teach your children to worship God at home. How they should have personal devotional time. How they should participate in family devotional time. Progressive ministry. How they should witness for the church. How they should assist and entertain. Not just within your family. Do you belong to a community of believers? You should admonish each other. That's how you show your debt of gratitude. Hebrews 11:1. Please read for us. Sister. So, Brother Jim, the microphone. Where's the microphone? How many minutes do I have? Please submit your papers for question and answer. I've eaten almost 30 minutes.
First one. No faith.
Every one of you, while he's reading, follow up. Oh, I want you to read alongside him, okay? Oh, Brother Jim, read it again.
of what
Read alongside with Brother Jim. Faith
now faith is
is the
sure of what we hope for and certain
every one of you read at the
of
same
what
time.
we do not see.
Okay, I'm gonna read. Follow me in reading. By the way, you can, if you are focused at home, he will be a proficient in speaking. Okay. Okay, say it all at the same time with me. Now, faith is the substance of things hoped for. Are you hoping for something?
Amen.
Maybe you're not hoping for anything anymore. You're hoping just for a career, just to graduate, your friends, to go out. Okay. The evidence of things not seen. Do you look for evidence of your faith? Or are you contented to spoon feed from others what your faith is? True faith has evidence. That evidence is not seeing, is believing. You may not necessarily see the Bigfoot, but you see an imprint of the foot. Evidence are things are not exactly there. The Scripture, the Bible, is one major evidence God has given us. Are you collecting evidence for your faith? And why would I collect them? Are you witnessing them? Are you contending them to others? Do you teach your children to share them to others? I'm speaking at the same time not as a variant for all of you, believer. I'm speaking as a family man for you. If you have children, do you implant in their minds to witness? Did you know that you can command them to shake the hands of some of our visitors or even some other brothers that they have not known and ask questions? They can memorize first the questions. You can teach them to share the basic things about the Bible, about God. But your children are filled with corruption because you left them to themselves. Who among you is guilty? Say amen.
Amen.
Louder. Those guilty, say amen.
Amen.
Now, claim your birthright. Claim the grace. When God gives you grace, He does not leave you ignorant, idle to be idle. He gives you growth in the knowledge of our Lord Jesus Christ. If you grow in grace, you grow in knowledge of His grace. If you do not grow in the knowledge of His grace, then you never had any grace at all in the first place. You never had this revelated faith in the first place. If you don't have revelated faith, then what kind of faith do you have? A foolish virgin faith. You have a temporary oil. You are just hanging by the coattails of someone else. Hanging by the pants of your parents or your brethren. Sisters, do not be offended. When you come together in the kitchen, what do you talk about? What do you talk about? While your parents, each other's families are not yet mature in their training, what is your obligation? Just to cook? Just to serve physical need? Physical food? What is your obligation spiritually? You should, what does the Bible say?
Teach your children.
Teach the children?
Yes.
You're talking to the parent. I'm talking about parent to parent. And that includes ministers. Ministers, listen to me. You have an obligation to admonish each other and the parents in the ways of the Lord. If they're not doing it, what are you doing there, sitting beside them? What are you talking about? I'm not saying it's forbidden to talk about other things, other important things under the sun. But what about the Lord? Do you prioritize Him? Worship is worthyship. Pagpapahalaga. Which is more important to talk about? We can still talk about other things, but what is the more pressing, the more important thing? We still need convincing about homeschools. What are you doing? Are you testifying about it? Are you reckoning them? You know the word reckoning, the word we use, although it's also in the Bible. It's the same, it's similar to the admonishing in the Bible. You admonish, you exhort. Do not think it's just a job for the preacher in the pulpit. There was no pulpit in the first century. In the first church. They were continuing daily. The very church building they have is the temple. That's where they gather together. But every day they gather at homes. What do? They admonish. They continue in the apostles' doctrine. How do they continue the apostles' doctrine? They remind each other, they teach each other, they admonish each other. They share the word with each other. What if they have children? Their children included. I'd like to remind, I might forget my subject about the core group. Did you know that your family is a church? Each unit of family is a church. Maybe I would not emphasize too much on the core group right now. Now, do you all agree our church, I'm talking about this local church, has many things lacking in the eyes of God? Who among you agree? We as a church lack many things. Actually, we are very much behind in application of revelation. Who among you agree? Raise your hands. Raise your hands. Who among you could see that our church has a need, a very big need? I'm not speaking like a Pentecostal asking for money. Who among you could feel the urgent need in our church? Say amen. Amen. Some of you could not feel it. I hope you could feel it. Then what should we do? Within the church, there is the prophet talked about the church within the church. There is a core group. Is this core group biblical? I remember the previous long time ago, maybe you've heard it. Say amen if you heard it. The pastor talked about negative things about me, and I heard someone say, I'm establishing a church here within a church. So, who among you heard of that? Who? Some of you heard of that? Was that a long time ago or even recently? Was it only a long time ago or just recently? Only long time ago. Okay. Well, good thing that those recent ones didn't remember that. Well, I remember when Pastor Eddie was here. Someone talked about, I'm making a group that is a church within a church. And they spoke of it very negatively. But let's all say at the same time, core group. Core group. Say aloud, core group. Core group. I use this word in our hukum training to mean that whenever you want to start a revival, not everyone immediately is perfect or mature. It should start from a few individuals, then it will spread to others. That's the meaning of core group. I frequently beckon Brother Padon to I use the word contrata. It's like contract. Instead of contrata, contrata. Core group, contracting a core group. How did the cell grouping Pabasa report start here. It started from a few family. Who among you remembers that? Who among you remembers the beginning of the cell grouping here? Isn't it? Not everyone is participating. Only a few. But from the few, it's spread out. Because we continuously admonish. Let's all say admonish.
Admonish.
Louder at the same time. Admonish.
Admonish.
When we admonish, we share the word. We encourage them. And that's what is lacking with us. As a parent, with each other. When we talk with each other. Not just the wives, but the husbands. Even the singles, we should have concern for the brethren. And we should also teach our children to do the same. That's how the cell grouping here started out. It didn't start overnight. As though some others are accusing me, you're a dictator. Whatever you say, everyone does immediately. Maybe you've heard of that. Have you heard of that? Whatever you say, everyone follows you blindly. Have you heard of that? Well, it's not true. I had a hard time. It took almost a year of convincing people. So, that's why there's a core group. How do you show you're justified? How do you pay the debt of grace? You start a core group from your family, from the ministers with each other. Your children visit each other. We're not in houses, but you should go to other groups and ask them to share. Maybe one of the children ask them to share to Sister Divina. What is the word that you come to church? You share the word. Now, open up your eyes, have some vision from the Lord. Has everyone talking about the word of God? Yes or no? Answer loudly. Let it be very clear. Is everyone talking about the word of God? No. What should you do? Do you have that vision? Open up your eyes to that vision. Without vision, the people perish.
Yes.
You're perishing, you don't know that. And what work is you? What kind of love do you have for a brethren? Go on to the parent that does not yet understand this. Command your children to help you out. If you all do these things, then we show the bond of love. The biblical love, the love for the truth, for the word of God. How many minutes? 18 minutes here. But I wish to answer other things. Communion. What's the purpose of communion? You do not know that it's almost, we only have 1 month to go before the date of spring, of Passover, of Nisan. The world calls Holy Week. Do you have communion daily at home? I'm going to exhort you something. Within this 1 month, if other churches in their traditional communion would just cry and pray by themselves, they prepare their hearts, they even wouldn't take communion if they feel they are unworthy. But of course, biblically, we should take, even if God will chastise us. But if we repent, maybe His chastisement wouldn't be that worse. Now, communion is the Lord's Supper date, the Passover date. The days of the unleavened bread are nearing. And this is what I'm going to say. You should begin exhorting one another at home. Different homes, different families. Starting right now. You should reckon them, admonish them. When you say reckon, actually it's not just admonition. You're following up their spiritual condition. If you all do that, ministers, listen to me. You have an obligation to instruct the families to make a core group. Not just Brother Pagod, all of you, as much as you're available. Especially on Sundays at break time, very, very short time. Yeah. You manage you have wives, instruct them. After they cook, do not just allow them just to chat idly by. Either they admonish they reckon there, or they reckon down here. Manage your children. Actually, that's how we should conduct our camp meetings. We don't. Right now, I think we are not worthy to attend any camp meeting, or even to have our own camp meeting. This Sunday service is like a camp meeting that we're not yet fulfilling the very purpose yet in the first place. Or we have not continued. Actually, we've done that before, but we forgot about it. We've left our first love. So remember, every Sunday it's a camp meeting. But in your homes, visit them, exhort them, admonish them. Do you have collections here at church? Extra? Use that to give some transport fares to those ministers who would help out in visiting. I see a group, Jesus Miracle Crusade, they would walk from, where's their church? In Francia. Walking. Until seminary, that's it. That's very far. He's just walking it. Pastor Darius, if you remember him. I've been seeing him walking. But I remember there's a family here who walked. Sister Berna's father. Of course, Sister Berna was still a young child. She was dragged along.
Yes, right.
They don't have any money. They walked, but they were happy. So, it's not just them. Every one of us should be doing that. We have brethren in Tagisan, we have brethren in Kamanda, we have brethren in TAGALOG, we have brethren in Santo Niño. Maybe your brethren are nearby, but you don't even visit them and reckon them. If you think yourself a spiritual, remember these things I'm saying is from the Lord. So communion is nearing. Prepare yourself. We have 4 Sundays to go. The ordinary days you should be studying them. You ask yourself, do you or your children know all the details of communion? How many years has that been? I stopped making tracks, you know why? We could just be collecting them, but everyone is left out. Though your children know the evidence, examine them, interview them, test them, test each other. From the basic, the Lord's Supper, the evidences, how it should be done. Communion 2006, about birthdays. Maybe some of you are still conducting birthdays without this revelation. Communion 2008, how he will be resurrected. 2009, about the tribulation. 2010 or 11, about Sacred Meal. 2012, about Melchizedek. Bringing bread. Does everyone know? Now, several years ago, maybe in the past, we're contented if our children will report a small portion. That's all. Now, strive that they will know everything so that they could minister to others. That's what we call an Aaronic priesthood. Compulsory for the children. That's what we call a Melchizedek priesthood. Train up a child in the way that he should go. When he is old, he will not depart from it. He will not depart from it. Makes him Melchizedek. Right now, maybe you have some children that are already old, but yet their heart is still far from God. They're not, on the basis of the school year, they are very late in their studies, in their learning. Okay, let's read some of the questions here. How do we teach for the brethren, sons? Can I ask someone to read for us? Distribute this among yourselves, Sister Jaya. Get the others. Could you deliver them? Sister Brother, Sister Jaya, Ram, Jerome, spread out among them. The microphone is there. How do we teach for the How do we teach
For the brethren's sons and daughters, if the brethren's parents did not cooperate about this training message. What am I saying? Admonish. Let's say we have parents here who are not yet matured in the word. You know why they're not cooperating? No one is admonishing here. Every one of you should admonish. Ministers, parents, husbands, wives, even children. Teach your children to admonish. They do not just admonish in front as a testimony. They admonish within, among yourselves. They should admonish individually in your conversation. Hebrews 13, the manner of conversation. Because the parents also is needed to teach them this message. Okay. Next question, sister. After you read, give the mic for the next, so it will be quick to the next question.
What is the most important things to do in the church?
The most important thing to do in the church, I've already said that. You should admonish, you should share. Do not allow this very short break time that you let them be idle. You know, some of you are going home. When you go home, what are you doing at home? If you're going home, at least you visit someone. You admonish too. And when you're at home, what do you do at home? Watch worldly television. So, I admonish you, if possible, help out in the ministry, contribute to the work. Visit other brothers that are weak. Or, you can also evangelize. What the Jehovah's Witnesses have been doing are correct on the aspect of witnessing. I'm not saying they're all very, but on the aspect of witnessing, that's correct. We should all be leaders. Okay, next. By the way, write down the questions that you're hearing and write down the answers. Post it. Ask your child to post it and also comment.
Di ba meron tayo message na forgive no thanks you. Forgive no thanks you. Pwede po ba natin i-apply sa binayaran ni Jesus ni Jesus Christ?
Amen. Amen.
Natin. Kaya amen. Amen. Di thank you. Pay.
When God forgave you through the blood of His Son Jesus Christ, you don't just say thank you and nothing. You serve Him. If you don't serve Him, you don't feel the debt of gratitude, then you are not really forgiven because you didn't claim. You didn't claim your birthright. And how do you claim? You put it in action, the action of faith. So, what am I quoting some time ago? Most of the time, take my yoke upon you, for my yoke is easy and my burden is light. Do you still have a yoke? Do you still have a burden? Amen. You don't read that verse as though you have nothing to do anymore. When you took the yoke of Christ, you still had the yoke. You still have the burden. The difference is it's much more easier. It's much more lighter. It's not difficult. This training about the family and yourselves, it's not difficult. Actually, it's an adventure. Okay, next, Brother Jerome.
Yung mga nakita ko, mga kabataan, talking unnecessary talk that really displeases God. But if you let them report, they are really good. But honestly, they are worthy if they disobey their parents.
Good question. Brother Ricky, Sister Shirley, Brother Palun, Adam Berna, Sister Nene, Sister Divina, Brother Neo, Sister Balen, Brother Jake, Sister Linda, Carlito. Maybe you are contented that they are speaking in front of others and people are awed by what they're doing and you're just contented. Your work is not finished. Not because they are good in reporting the word by your instruction and it's over. That shows that you still need to train your children to entertain, to interview, to share. A setup. Set them up for sharing interview. And if you do not do that, what will happen to the children? They will talk worldly things. Now, listen. We are in the church. There's another aspect at home. That's why admonishing is very important among each one of us. If we don't admonish, they'll be corrupted at home because the parent don't know what to do. No one is sharing to the parent what they should be doing. You should contract them as a core group what they should be doing. You should reckon them. Here at church, let's say they're not your child. You can still help them out by setting them up. We act as spiritual parents here. Christ talked of marriage and behold your son. He told God, behold your mother. We are all spiritual parents here. Okay, next.
Sabi na every Sunday we attend and Wednesday and Friday to learn how to train the family, but the attitude is still naughty. What is the true justification?
Justification. Each one of us should help out in this ministry. Maybe you're not helping out much in this ministry. Some ministers have admitted they're very late in realizing that. Isn't it, Carlina? Maybe some of us have not understood it yet. So what should we be doing? Admonish one another. Oh, he's so hard-hearted. Even if it takes you 1,000 years, at least you strive. So, Sister Nene, Sister Alpha, talk about it. Sister Annie, do not be selective in who you are talking about it with. Maybe this church has not yet fully admonished each other on that aspect. When I say fully, totally everyone. Do not stop until we move on to the next level of maturity. The ministry is very exciting, adventurous. What if every one of you is being used by God outside? But we could not yet because among ourselves, we are still lukewarm. Okay? So ministers, every one of you should help out. If you could gather others, manage them. We should not just think only of our own family anymore. We should not think only of ourselves anymore. We should try to think of others. What they need. Okay, next. Okay. But Brother Jerome, then later, Sister Jaya. Oh, Sister Jaya. Come on, time is running.
What can we do if we send our children to homeschool? How can the parents teach them if they have no knowledge?
Actually, that's why we have a ministry here in the church. Why do we have Wednesdays and Fridays here? We have some brethren who are equipped already what the parents should be doing. Let's say the parent is not knowledgeable. Doesn't have to be she knows everything or he knows everything. There are books. You know, when your children go to college, most of the time the teachers just give assignments. Only assignments, then report the assignment, then examination, that's all. Sometimes, a very rare occasion, they explain. But not all teachers explain. As you go higher, you self-study. Doctorate, you self-study. You're just given assignments. Now, the parent does not necessarily have to know everything. They just have to follow. Curriculum is already available in the internet. We have books. The lower grades, the lower elementary schools and high schools, we have all the materials available. How about college? It's another matter. But the thing is, there's a way, even if you don't know all the things. That's why we have a ministry that will assist you. What is the sense of having a fellowship here a hukom class on Wednesday and Friday without assisting the parents there. So you should not keep it to yourselves. Sariling diskarte. The way of Cain, worship God in your own way. I know better. No. You submit, you recognize that you're totally depraved, you need help. That's why there are ministers here, there's someone here who knows more. That's why John 20:23, how are your sins forgiven? Because someone helped you, instructed you how you will be forgiven. Okay, next, Sister Jane.
Paano maliligtas? Ano ang daan para sa kaligtasan? May pag-asa pa bang maligtas kung may PDP naman pero di siya umaattend sa church?
Okay. You can still be saved. No, if you just want to live by yourself, maybe you're just gathering hand knowledge. If you're truly saved, you have love for the brethren. You have love for the brethren. Next question. You do not live by your own. You are not your own. Okay, next.
What is the difference between Chinese New Year and our New Year?
What is the difference between Chinese New Year and our New Year? Not really. Pero it's alright. It's good to ask questions. Encourage your children to ask questions. It's not nonsense. I'll tell you why. Chinese New Year follows spring. The whole world follows spring. This is what we should be sharing in the communion. Let's all say spring.
So the Chinese New Year is maybe accurate?
Chinese New Year? Actually, they're following the end of winter. Then the beginning of spring. Nisan 14 is not the beginning of spring. It's somewhere in the middle. Spring, you call that equinox. Autumn, you call that equinox. Summer, you call that solstice. Winter, you call that solstice. Because either the day is bigger than the night, or the night is bigger than the day. But in spring equinox or autumn equinox, the day and night are equal. How many of you have noticed that? Some of the days, the day and night are equal. Some of the days, the daytime is longer than the nighttime. So that's why there is spring equinox and equal equinox and autumn equinox. Now, spring equinox and the start of spring is not the same. Okay, equinox is somewhere in the middle. Okay, so next, so Chinese New Year followed spring. It's not just Chinese, all over the globe, I think. So, just because our calendar was based on the Roman calendar, our beginning of the year is different. It's not at the middle of winter, like Nimrod, Tammuz. The beginning of winter, like the end of December, or somewhere in December 25, or the end of December, the beginning of January, it's the middle of winter. So it's still cold even in January, right? But some other cultures, the beginning of the year is spring. Okay, next question.
Ano ang daan para sa kaligtasan? Kailangan ba ang relihiyon?
The way to salvation, do we need religion? The true religion. The true going back to God. Religare. Going back to God. To bind back to God. To bind back. Go back to your first love. True religion. When the apostles were buried, we go back to being buried in characteristic. We go back to the true religion. We need the real religion. The real biblical religion. Next.
How do the parents and minister doesn't have the same kind of progressive spirit?
How do the parents
and minister doesn't have the same kind and aggressive spirit?
it's like this. Some parents are weaker than the one. There are parents that are stronger, there are parents that are weaker. What should that stronger do? Do not be selfish. Admonish. Let's all say it at the same time. Admonish.
Admonish.
Louder, all at the same time. Admonish. You're a big girl already. You can be buried by yourself. It's your personal relationship with God. PTA is not the matter that helps you. Okay, next.
Ayon sa episode 289, hindi tayo naligtas sa mabuting gawa natin. Hindi na ba natin kailangan gumawa mabuti?
Well,
Manampalataya na lang ba tayo sa Diyos?
that's the mistake of some other denominations. By the way, when you say you're not saved by good works, that good works is your own kind of work. It's your own kind of righteousness. It's your own kind of way versus God's way. I don't need to do the training for the family. I don't need to ask questions. I don't need to assert authority. I don't need to homeschool. You do your own way. That's your own works. That's the works that's said there. It seems good in your sight. In your eyes, it seems right. I don't need to cover the eyes of my child when we're praying. When there's prayer. I don't need to ask my child to open up the Bible. That's your own works. That's your own way. That's the works of the flesh. It could look good, but it's not the way of God. So, that's why you don't just say you have faith, you're justified, then you don't do anything. Your actions speak louder than words. That's how you show God. You claim that grace. Next. Okay, next. No more question? Okay, let's give God a big hand. How many of you have prayer requests in the Lord? Raise your hand. How many of you have problems? Stand up. If you wish to ask God for anything, raise your hands. And if you have some problem, even if you put it in your heart, that part of your problem is serving God the right way. Okay, close your eyes. If you talk among each other, at least it should be related. Okay? So, after this, I exhort everyone, admonish one another. When there's a solemn song, you teach the young ones to pray. You cover their eyes. If there's a joyful song, praise